from CSM branch. Now I am here to explain about graph representation. Graph representation is two types. One is adjacent matrix. And incidence matrix. Now I'll explain about adjacent matrix. Adjacent matrix will be applied to directed and undirected graphs. And adjacent matrix means it is a square matrix which represents a graphs in zeros and ones. I will give an example of directed graph. I will draw a graph here. These are vertices and these are edges. I will give directions to this. And I will draw a graph. We should take rows and columns as vertices. We should see is the edge is passing through the vertices or not. First we will take V1 and it is connected to V2, V4 and V3. So we have to take that. And the self loop, there is no self loop. So V1 is 0 and V2 it is passing through it. So it's 1. And V3 there is no connected edge with V1. So there is a connected edge. So we have to take 1. And V4 it is also having V4. So 1. And next V2, there is no self loop to V2, so it is 0. And V2 is not connected to V1, so it is also 0. And it is connected to V3, so 1. And it is not having connection with V4, so it is 0. And coming to V3, V3 is having a connection to V4 only and everything is 0. V4 is not having self loop also. And next coming to V4, it is connected to nothing. So it is everything is 0. It is not having self loop and V1 is not passing to it. So this is an example of directed graph and undirected graph. Undirected graph also we have to take vertices and vertices as rows and columns. So I will now draw a matrix here. So we need to check the connection with the vertex. So V1 is not having self loop, so it is 0. V1 is also connected to V2, it is 1, and it is also connected to V3 and V4, so the value is 1. And next coming to V2, it is not having any self loop, so it is 0. And V2 is also connected with V1 and V3, So V1, V3, 1 and V4 is not connected, so the value is 0. And coming to V3, it is not having any self loop. It is connected to V1 and it is also connected to V2 and it is connected to V4 also. So coming to V4, it is not having any self loop. So it is connected to V1 and it is also connected to V3. If there is no connection of V2, so we'll give 0 to this value. Based on this adjacent matrix, we can give a graph representation about this, and this is the example of directed and this is undirected. Anybody have questions? A graph which do not have any specific directions is called undirected graph. As this example, there is no direction specified here, so it is an undirected graph. Thank you. Thank you.